if you decide to come out, because guess what? Do straight people come out? Have y'all ever seen a video of a straight person saying, hey, I just want to let everybody know that I've never been in the closet. So you don't have to come out. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Living Well with Terrell, the place where we develop the mind, soul, and the body on a communal level. And today, we're going to be focusing on the aspect of the mind. I want to start this video off by apologizing for the delay, you guys. I know I'm about 2 days late. There's been a lot going on, and honestly, I've been feeling a little ill, been feeling a little sick. But you know what? I told myself I was going to master the art of consistency, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Today we're going to be talking about homophobia and not letting other people's homophobia make you feel guilty or make you feel inadequate, right? So before we get started with this video, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what homophobia is, but let's just get real technical, go to Google and pull up a definition, all right? Homophobia. Yeah. Homophobic, having or showing a dislike of or prejudice against gay people. That's for all them homophobic folks out there. Y'all already know what that is though. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because, you know, in relation to the topic at hand, a lot of times I've experienced personally a certain type of guilt or inferiority that surfaces when dealing with or being around homophobic people, right? And I know this might sound strange to a lot of us because it's something that a lot of us kind of experience because we feel like it just kind of comes with the territory, right? It just kind of comes with, you know, the lifestyle and shit like that. But that shit is not normal, and it kind of shapes our view or our interaction with people on a social construct level anyway, as we progress and get older, right? So let's dive into that. Let's unpack that. All right, so why does this happen? Y'all know how we do it here. We like to dissect. We like to go to the root of everything. And as with all psychological or social issues that we face, it starts at our youth, right? At our youth. And I feel like this specifically, it's a bit more complex because, you know, since we've been younger, like we pretty much know that being gay, homosexual, bisexual, it's a bad thing, right? It's just like one of those social constructs that you learn first when growing up, right? I feel like that's one of the first things that we're taught as kids is that, you know, it's supposed to be male and female. Like that's the norm, right? And anytime you have something that's outside of the norm, you automatically feel weird or you feel different. You feel like something's wrong with you because you're not living up to the standard. And I feel like this is the exact case with you know, the guilt that comes from homophobia. It's like heavily indoctrinated into us, like as little kids. Even for religious views, homosexuality is bad. It's like one of the worst sins. How people describe it, like let a religious person talk to you, especially a Christian, is like, oh, all sins are equal, but homosexuality is an abomination. So it's like really bad. And you know, most people grow up as Christians, people that we see in our communities that are not necessarily religious people, right? We notice that their disposition on homosexuality is just as bad. So if you're growing up as a kid and you're noticing that, you know, there's this thing you don't quite understand, but it's when people of the same sex or when someone of the same sex has romantic feelings or sexual feelings with someone else of the same sex, it's like, that's bad. That's a terrible, terrible thing. And it's just not normal. It's just not natural, right? In our minds, because this is like embedded in our heads as kids, like, you know, if you find out you're a part of that group of people, you're going to want to keep it a secret, right? You're going to want to hide it. And, you know, that just ties into a whole nother topic of why a lot of homosexual people or bisexual people, queer people, let's say, hide their sexuality or hide their status from other people because it's like they don't want to be judged, they don't want to be looked at as different. And especially growing up as a kid or as a teenager, when everyone kind of jumps into the exploration of their sexuality, it's like when you feel these things it's the pressure is intense and it's heavy because it's like, okay, you notice everyone else around you are doing these things, but you don't necessarily agree. That's not what you really want. And it just caused a lot of pressure, a lot of like anxiety on you as a kid. And tying this into the topic at hand, this is why when homophobic people approach us or they say things to us, we just feel nervous, we feel guilty, and we feel inferior. We literally feel inferior to them because although their actions are evil, subconsciously in our minds, we don't really analyze the fact that what they're saying is evil, is like wrong, or it's bad. We just see it as, okay, we automatically accept it. You ever notice that? So I'm going to tell you guys about an experience I had which kind of made me realize, it's important for me to come out. This experience was with my dad. I remember time and time ago, we would see like, we had saw like some gay person, right? And my dad just starts going off. He just starts like, man, this fucking faggot, this, that, like that shit's fucking. And then he like related to Satanism and stuff like that. He just like going off saying that's the agenda, and he's spazzing. And it's like, man, like how he spazzed out so bad, it was so deep, and it just really struck me. And it was like, before I could react, I just started agreeing with him, like, yeah, like, and I was probably like 16, 17. I was like, yeah, you're right, da, 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 da. I'm just like co-signing. I'm just like heavily co-signing everything he's saying. And it's like, I never stopped to think like, oh my God, like my dad, he's like judging this person. He doesn't even know this person. It was like automatically I was thinking like, oh my God, like he's talking about me. He's talking about me. Like I felt like I was in a dark room and my dad had a flashlight, and every second and every word he said, the flashlight was coming closer and closer to me. And I felt like in order for me to evade the flashlight and being exposed, I had to jump on the bandwagon and co-sign all of the malicious things he was saying. And it was really deep for me. Like I remember the first time like that kind of aggressive thing happened, I felt like shit. I was like, man, I'm never coming out to my dad. Like never. Like this man hates gay people. And I even got to thinking like, man, gay people are disgusting. Like, I need to go fix myself. I need to change myself. But then in the midst of all that, I was just like, wait, no. Like this is crazy. Like I've never been this type of person. I've always been the kind of person where it's like, I stick up for people, I stand up for people, and I stand up for myself, right? And at that moment, I had become something opposite of my nature, and I realized like, yo, I really was sitting there encouraging someone tearing someone else down based on something that I know is out of their control, right? Something I personally know. And I just sat and I felt like a traitor because I felt like in a sense I allowed it to happen. And I kind of felt like experienced a lot of guilt from that. Even though this person didn't necessarily hear what my dad was saying, I just felt like, the principle was universal. And if I was going to allow it to happen in that setting, then I definitely was going to allow it to happen if my dad were to actually approach the person and spaz the fuck out on him, right? And I was just remember just feeling like shit, like, whoa, man. And I was like, I need to deal with this. That's when I first even considered coming out, or when I first even considered like standing up for other people, because I know it would be standing up for myself in a sense. I'm just like, I just can't allow someone, and things like that. And I was like, something has to change within me. So that was kind of the first time I even considered the idea of coming out. And I just feel like we, as bisexual gay men, especially like black men or people, right? I feel like a lot of times we experience this inferiority towards the hetero norm, right? And we kind of abandon our personalities, when we're not as evolved or not as comfortable or proud, especially, if you're DL or something like that, or discreet, you kind of abandon major components of your personality and morality, because it's like when you're in the presence of these heteronorm people, you kind of fold. Like those things, like when they become homophobic or disrespectful towards other gay people, it's like those strong, like courageous parts of your personality, they kind of vanquished in that. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. If this is something that you're dealing with, I just want you to know, if you're still DL, you don't have to agree with what they're saying if you're not comfortable, but you can always stand up, right? You can always stand up for people, not to say you gotta let my people go type shit, right? But you can definitely, like, you know, just raise a few questions to the person. But if you feel like that might compromise your discretion for your sexuality, I totally understand that. But if you can't stand up, just don't say nothing at all, right? Don't encourage the behavior, because when you encourage the behavior, people think you are promoting it and they feel like it's right. They're justified in doing it, so they're going to continue to do it. If you don't raise any questions or concerns about it, it's going to continue to happen. And I just want you to know, if you're struggling with this, or if you experienced something like this before and it kind of hurt you or it affected you in a traumatic way, I just want you to know, at the time, you didn't know any better. And if you're going through it right now, you're going to figure it out, and you're going to be in a place where you're stronger, right? But before you can even tackle things like that, you have to tackle the fight within yourself and be at peace and come to terms with your own sexuality. That's a whole other story. That's a whole nother video. I just had that on my mind and my heart to communicate with y'all. And I miss y'all, man. We almost at 2K. I love y'all so much. Like, y'all be commenting on my videos saying, I love you, I support you. Man, I love y'all. And I got some important news coming for y'all within the next few days. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I've recently launched a business, a head wrap business. And yeah, man, follow that page. I'm going to link the Instagram right here. And DM me if you want to get on the VIP list before the launch date. The launch date is on the 13th. But if you DM me on Instagram, HarrisonTerrell_, that's the @, and send me your email, I will put you on the VIP list. Outside of that, I love y'all. Stay encouraged, and just remember that even if you're not where you want to be right now in terms of your sexuality, because like I said, coming out is not for everybody. So don't think the only steps you can make towards bettering yourself in that sexual regard is coming out. No, there are millions of other things you can do. Anything that you do that promotes your self-development is going to better prepare you or equip you with the tools needed for you to come out, if you decide to come out. Because guess what? Do straight people come out? Have y'all ever seen a video of a straight person saying, hey, I just want to let everybody know that I've never been in the closet? So you don't have to come out. Like, yeah, you don't really have to come out. I love y'all. I love you. I love you. You watching my video? I love you. I love your support. I love you even when people talking down on you. I love you. I got your back. Welcome to my community. Welcome to our community. It's all love here. Stay tuned for the next video. Y'all be safe. Peace.